I feel many a times we look at a lot of YouTube videos, we look at what's trending and which influencer is making what planner and just follow the herd and buy that planner, and you spend so much money on a planner, but once the planner reaches home, you realize that, now what?
Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memories.
What's up guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 17. Recently I did a video called which planner should you buy and just comparing different Indian brands of planners available, and wow, that video really took off and many of you seem to love that sort of video. So stemming from that video, I got a lot of questions from you all asking on how a beginner can start using a planner. So here I am making that video for you all. Trust me, this is going to be really useful, so sit tight and get ready to finally use that planner. Number one is to choose a planner that is right for you. So like I mentioned before, many a times it happens that all of us just follow the herd and see what's popular, what's trending, what is a planner that your favorite influencer is using, and then you end up just buying that. But then over a couple of months, over the course of the entire next year, you realize that you haven't even touched your planner, and that's because that planner probably wasn't for you. Every person is different, every person's way of planning is different, every person's lifestyle is different, so you can't really look at my video and be like, okay, she's using Inkbucket, that's it, I will also use Inkbucket and it's going to work for me. That's not how it works. So how do you get past that hurdle? The answer to that hurdle is to actually do your research, and that is of course by watching videos like the video I made on different planners available in India. That was me doing a research for all of you as well. Get to know the different planners available, what are the planner inserts, what you think will be useful to you, what may not be useful to you. There might be a planner that has a dedicated section to meal planning, but if you are, let's say, a student and you don't necessarily cook, that section sort of becomes redundant, right? So you may not want to go for that planner at all. Similarly, if you are someone who's looking at a planner to do more self-care practices or journaling practices, if your planner does not have those sections, because not all planners consist journaling prompts or self-reflection prompts, and if your planner does not have that, but you are someone who's looking forward to doing all that sort of journaling in your planner, you're eventually going to end up not using your planner because it's basically not serving your purpose. My second tip is very important, but it's the simplest thing that you can actually follow, and that is to keep your planner where you see it every single day. I know this sounds very basic, but trust me when I say that not many people follow this, including me. When initially I got into planning, I bought this expensive planner. I would actually put it safe and sound inside my drawer, and over the course of time I would just end up not using it at all because it's not there in front of my eyes daily reminding me to use it. Humans are visual beings, guys. You need that visual cue telling your brain that, Meghna, that's your planner, you need to use it. So please, if you have a desk, keep it on your desk. Period. Okay, keep it on one corner of the desk. Do not keep it inside a drawer, inside your bag. That's also something I've done because I didn't want my planner to catch dust, so I would actually put it in a bag, and needless to say, I ended up not using it much. So yeah, hear it from a person who's done all of these mistakes, learn from them. So yeah, take it from me, just make sure you keep it on your desk, on your shelf, on your bed even, like just wherever you see it every single day. My next tip is going to be life-changing, okay? Again, it's something very practical and I feel people just don't give it too much thought, and that is to set a time to plan. Shocking, right? No, but seriously, I feel everyone gets a planner and they just seem to assume that the day you get the planner, you magically become a very organized and sorted person. I'm sorry to say that's not how it works. In fact, the first thing you should do after getting yourself a planner is to set some time aside to plan every single day. Now, this is very subjective. See what you can fit into your routine and your lifestyle, and this need not be a long process, guys. Even now I just spend 10 to 15 minutes maximum on my planner every single day. For some of you it might be half an hour, for some of you it might be 1 hour. It just depends on how you use your planner, but my point is you need not even spend a lot of time, but whatever it is, make sure you have a set time for it. Now ideally it should be part of your daily routine where you know, okay, you wake up and you open your planner first, get your things done, or maybe at night. That's what I do. So yeah, from 8 to 8:30 I plan my stuff out. And if you're not much of a routine person, which I get, not everyone has like a structured day every single day, so what you can do in that case is to just set a reminder on your phone for the entire year. That is a genius move, and it is really simple. Literally go on Google Calendar or like any reminder app and just set a daily reminder for the rest of 2021 that morning 10 a.m. or morning 7 a.m. or night 9 p.m. to whatever time is your time to use the planner. And I think this is very common for many of us. We just forget to use our planners. It's not that we don't want to, but it just goes past our head when you are busy in your daily routines. So I feel when you have an alarm like that on your phone, it really reminds you and pushes you to actually use your planner every single day. So yeah, no more procrastinating. Right now, pause the video if you have to. If you have a planner, if you're planning to get a planner, go on your reminder app and set alarm for the entire 2021, just keeping 10 to 15 minutes aside every single day to use your planner. Okay, so if we look at all our planners, most of the good planners will have a monthly overview section. So these will be like in boxes where you can see the entire month at a glance. It's quite useful. Personally for me, I still don't use it as much as I'd like to, but I feel if you're a beginner planner, you should use that section a lot, and this is the reason why. So the more you use the monthly overview section to jot down your appointments, to plan out your study time, basically any sort of appointment or reminder in your life, if you use that, it is more likely that you will keep going back to your planner. So if I'm someone who's not using the monthly tab section and I'm using, let's say, my Google Calendar for all my appointments or any reminders, I'm less likely to open my planner, right? Because all my appointments and reminders are already there on my phone. So why do I actually need to open my planner? So to avoid that altogether, I highly recommend you start using the monthly overview section and just keep it open on your desk throughout the day if you want. And yeah, anytime a small thing comes up, just jot it down in that monthly section. So every time you have any new appointment popping out, you will have to go back to your planner and check the monthly overview section to see if you have planned anything or if you have any appointments on that day. So that way you just end up using the planner more. The next tip is something I don't follow, honestly speaking, but I feel it's super helpful for beginners and just for someone who doesn't use their planners even though they want to, is to actually use your planner as a to-do list. So most good planners will have a daily or a weekly section where you can mention your daily to-do list every single day. I feel when you do that daily, you will end up using your planner more, going back and forth with your planner just to check off things that you've gotten done or add new things that you have to get done that day. Now, if your planner does not have that space to actually jot down all your to-do list, or if you're someone like me who just prefers to journal in that section instead of using it as a to-do list, there is an alternative hack for you, and I love doing this. Okay, so I love stationery. I mean, I think that's quite obvious by now, which also means that I love sticky notes. Okay, I am a sucker for sticky notes. I love collecting sticky notes, all colors of sticky notes, just sticky notes. So I found a way to actually write down all my to-do list on my sticky note and just stick it on like one empty page of my planner. So what happens is you are using your planner that way because you're of course opening your planner and you're also checking off stuff on your sticky note. Most of the planners will have like those extra notes pages or blank pages, so you can use those sections for this purpose if you don't want to use your main weekly and daily section for your checklist. So yeah, I feel this way you are getting to use your sticky note. It's more fun that way. You're getting to use your planner as well, check off stuff. At the end of the day, you can actually tear off that sticky note. Oh, so satisfying. And stick a new sticky note and go with the next day ka to-do list. So yeah, you have an option like that as well, and you have an excuse to use more sticky notes. Okay, number 6. This tip is super important. Okay, so hear me carefully. Keep it simple. Yes, please. I can't even tell you how many of my own friends that I've met who have bought planners but they don't end up using it because they've just complicated the process for themselves. This also sort of ties up with the first point that I mentioned, which is to choose the right planner for you, because oftentimes many of the planners in the market that you get nowadays have a lot of things in them, right? And they overwhelm you a lot, and that is really counterproductive to what a planner is supposed to do for you in your life. It's supposed to make you more productive. It's supposed to make you more efficient, make you feel at peace and calm, and just make you happy, guys. Like, the process of using your planner has to be a happy process. It can't be something that's giving you stress. I've mentioned this in my, I think, how I use my planner video. I will link up that video as well. I've mentioned some elements that you can use in your planner. In that video, I remember mentioning that if you feel like planning is not for you or planning is giving you stress, you're probably planning wrong. And I think that is a truth bomb. Okay, so I know when you watch YouTube videos, especially like all these amazing planner videos that you get to see, they talk about color coding, categorizing, prioritizing. Like, there's just so much that happens, designing it beautifully, putting cute stickers and using stickers in that way, decorating it with stickers, and the list is endless, guys. You don't have to follow that. Those things are honestly actually very nice to look at, and even I watch those videos. But do I use those things? No. Just do what floats your boat. Have you looked at my handwriting? Have you looked at my planner? It's one of the ugliest things out there, okay? But it's fine, guys. I keep it very real for all of you. This is no shade to all of those who actually keep their planners pretty. I think that's amazing. Like, if you can do that, please do that. But I feel for 95% of you watching this, all that hangama and drama and like, oh, ye ये करो वो करो on a planner is not going to work. It's not sustainable in the long run, and that's what we are trying to achieve, right? We want this practice of using your planner to be sustainable in the long run. Just make sure that you are keeping it as simple as you can for yourself, whatever that means to you. Maybe you are someone who wants to use a lot of colored pens and you like doodling and you like doing all of that. Please do that if that is what floats your boat, but you don't have to, is my point. Okay, my last tip is to make using your planner fun. You can do this in many ways. You can get a lot of planner accessories if that's what you like. I personally, I've mentioned many times on my channel before, I love using stickers on my planner. It just makes it more fun for me, but I know there are people who go overboard with stickers and they end up getting overwhelmed at the end of the day and they end up not using their planner. So don't get into that zone. Just see what's more practical to you. I don't use a lot of stickers, but I just use some here and there to just add a bit of fun and creativity into my planning routine. I recently also purchased some colored pens because I love stationery. I think I've mentioned it before on this video itself. You can even use sticky notes like I mentioned before. They're so much fun. You can use washi tapes. Oh my god, washi tapes are so cute. I've personally never used washi tapes in my planner till now, but I really want to. I have some cute washi tapes which I can't wait to use it. So some of these planner accessories might make it more fun for you, so just see what works for you. I will link whatever I find in the description box, so make sure you check it out. Another thing that you can do to make it more fun or even therapeutic is to actually set an atmosphere for you when you are using your planner. This is something I do personally. I feel this way I'm more invested to using my planner because I just love the calm and peace that comes with it. I usually switch off all my lights, only have these Christmas lights on, and I have my favorite scented candle lit, and I just sit on my desk and open my planner and just have fun with it. I journal my thoughts, I'll see what tasks I got done, I will do my reflections, I will put some fun stickers. So I just feel like it's a me time. So when you treat your planning routine like that, I feel it becomes more fun. Try it out for you. Maybe it may not work for you. Maybe it seems too cumbersome. It can be cumbersome, honestly speaking, but I'm just that extra, guys, what to say. But yeah, this was just like an optional bonus tip that I felt would add an element of fun and creativity into your planning routine. Okay, so those were all the tips that I feel should help you as a beginner who is using a planner for the first time. Do let me know if this helps you out by giving this video a big thumbs up and of course commenting down below what you felt really stood out to you, and definitely update me about how your usage of planner is going on because I would love to help you all out, honestly. That's why I'm even making this video, right? If you like this video, you will probably enjoy the rest of my Vlogmas videos as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my future planning videos. I will see you all tomorrow in Vlogmas day 18. Till then, stay happy, positive and blessed, and keep planning, guys. Keep it simple, keep it enjoyable, and keep it you. Bye.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.